So here we are again at the start of another cyclone season, and we're going to have a quick discussion now on basically sandbagging around your home or property. It's not always necessary to sandbag your house if it's not needed. If you are aware of a history of water coming through your property or rising up to your property, then you need to obviously be prepared and do something about that prior to the season. If you are new to the area, it'd be great if you talk to your neighbours and ask them what's happened in the past, so you get an idea of where the water might go in your area. Before you sandbag, you need to have a look at your property and try and make some determinations. One, do you really need the sandbag? And are there problems like with your landscaping, or have you changed the landscaping of your house? Some of the issues that we've found over the years is people put in a new garden and don't realise that garden has created a dam, and as the water flows past the house, there's a dam created and then it just seeps through the sides of the house into the building. The other thing is people like to look after their lawns and they top dress year after year and don't realise that they're actually lifting the lawn above the waterproofing zone of the living quarters of the house. Other areas where you can find information about your particular property is go to council, go to their website. You can look at your zoning when it comes to storm surges. Sandbagging is a difficult thing to do actually, and it's quite labour intensive, and you need to have help if you can get it. If you are elderly or infirm, then it's okay to call the SES and we'll come and help you. But if you're able to do the job yourself, it's to our advantage that you do that. And fortunately, this community is very good at looking after itself and has taken a lot of that burden off the SES so that we can just look after the elderly and infirm. People ask, where do you get sandbags? Well, you can actually buy them from a hardware shop and be prepared. The SES has basically the two different sorts of sandbags. We have the Hessian bags and we have some synthetic bags. Now, the Hessian bags are great to use, but they have a very short life in our tropical climate. In fact, if you got 6 weeks out of a wet sandbag, you'd be very lucky, and then it would fall apart. So it's something we use as an emergency, but it quickly goes. The good thing about them is you can basically throw it in your garden and it will just break up in the garden and add to the fertiliser. Synthetic sandbags are great, and the good thing about them is that once the flood or the rain has passed, you can then put those bags in your shed and leave them for the next season. The thing that destroys them the most is sunlight, so if you keep them indoors in the shade in your back shed, you'll have them there season after season. In an emergency, if you haven't received any or been able to get any from the hardware shop, you can use anything that will hold sand. It can be a pillowcase. It can be any sort of bag. It could be a heavy-duty garbage bag. What you need to sort of complement the sandbag then is some plastic, whether it be a large heavy-duty garbage bag that you can lay down. It just helps waterproof it. Sandbags on their own do not do a great deal of waterproofing. You need the plastic. And please bear in mind that the best sandbagging job is not going to make your house completely waterproof. It just slows the water into the house and gives you a chance to mop it up and keep it out of the residence. When it comes to the locations for council provided sand, the SES sheds in Proserpine and Cantervale have sand pits beside the sheds. It's at the council depot in Bowen, and other sand piles would be put as required. All right, so when it comes to filling the sandbags, don't overfill them. Fill them to the capacity that you're able to carry. Maximum of 2/3 of the bag is roughly where you want to be. Don't tie the ends up. Lay the sandbag down, and the part of the bag that's still left over, you just lay that on the ground and put the next sandbag on top of it, so it locks them in like you're laying bricks. And the last sandbag that you use, you just fold the end over underneath itself and place it in position. you just be aware that you have to lay it differently if the door opens outwards or if the door opens inwards.